Imagine waking up beneath the soft light of October's dawn, and the world feels somehow different, lighter, calmer, aligned. You sense an invisible rhythm weaving through your day, guiding every step, every choice, every breath. This is not a coincidence, this is alignment, the kind that Baba Vanga once spoke of, a time when human hearts will vibrate with the hidden pulse of the cosmos. Nostradamus too foretold of such periods, when fate would not arrive through storms, but through subtle signs that only the aware would recognize. October carries that vibration. The universe hums with unseen movement, and those who listen can hear the song of new beginnings. Ancient Buddhist masters believed certain windows in time open like sacred doors, letting divine frequencies pour through. Within such gateways lie numbers, not digits of chance, but codes of awakening. Each number a mantra, each vibration a mirror reflecting your inner state. In this sacred month, 6 divine numbers rise once again to the surface of your destiny. They are not chosen by accident, they are summoned by your readiness. When the heart steadies, the numbers appear. When intention becomes clear, reality shifts. The cosmos begins to whisper your name in the language of numerology. These numbers, hidden, ancient, luminous, carry energies of wealth, clarity, courage, patience, rebirth, and sacred stability. The old seers knew, the universe does not speak in words, it speaks in patterns, and if you can decode them, you no longer chase luck. You align with it. Just as the Buddha taught that awareness is the path to liberation, numerology teaches that awareness of rhythm is the path to abundance. To see the divine geometry beneath daily life is to realize that nothing is random. Every coincidence is communication. Every repetition is revelation. So before we begin, take a breath, feel your pulse, let the noise of thought fall away, and let silence introduce you to the truth that's been waiting behind the ordinary. The wheel of karma turns gently this month, not to punish or test you, but to reveal how closely your energy dances with the universe's design. Are you ready to listen, to not only see the numbers, but to feel their message moving through you? Because awareness is not found in learning more, it is found in remembering what you've always known. Number 16. The awakening of change. Number 16 stands as a sacred pillar between destruction and rebirth, carrying within it the pulse of awakening. It is the number of transformation through realization, where illusions are broken so that truth can breathe. The ancient mystics saw 16 not as misfortune, but as divine intervention. It comes when the soul has wandered too long in comfort, urging it to awaken through sudden clarity. Baba Vanga once predicted that a storm will come to wake the sleeping, and this storm is not of weather, but of consciousness. When number 16 enters your path, the universe is rearranging itself around your truth. Nostradamus too wrote of times when the old structures would crumble, not to destroy mankind, but to lead it back toward balance. That is the essence of 16. It asks you to release what no longer vibrates with your higher rhythm. The Buddhists call this anicca, impermanence, the reminder that all forms, even the comfortable ones, are destined to change. 16 arrives when life must break its own form to return you to your authentic shape. It asks you to look into your reflection and see not who you were, but who you are becoming. In numerology, 1 represents beginnings, and 6 stands for harmony and responsibility. Together they form a divine equation, a new beginning born from the wisdom of balance. When the vibration of 16 touches your life, it often feels like loss at first, but it is only the clearing before the bless. Think of it as the cosmic pruning of the soul, removing the dead branches so new growth can emerge. The enlightened ones remind us that destruction is not the opposite of creation, it is its twin flame. Buddhist teachings tell us that suffering comes not from pain itself, but from resistance to what is unfolding. Number 16 is the teacher that asks you to stop resisting and start trusting. Every end is a lesson, and every fall is an initiation. As the Buddha said, no one saves us, but ourselves. No one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. The path of 16 is not easy, but it is honest. It humbles the ego and elevates the spirit, forcing them to dance in divine rhythm. Those who walk with the energy of 16 often find sudden clarity in chaos. They may lose a job, a relationship, or a version of themselves, but in the ashes they find vision. This is not punishment, this is sacred preparation. The universe does not take from you, it refines you. Baba Vanga once whispered that those who fall in 16 will rise as the guides of a new time. You are not losing, you are being aligned. And so, as this number graces your path, remember, do not cling to the door that is closing, for behind it, another has already begun to open. Let change not frighten you, but free you. For when 16 speaks, it is the voice of your higher self, calling you home. Are you willing to let go of what you thought you needed so that what's meant for you can finally find its way in? Number 35, the path of divine expansion. Number 35 carries the pulse of liberation, a vibration that merges wisdom with freedom, reflection with movement. It is a number of expansion, where the soul begins to outgrow its boundaries and step into its destined magnitude. Those aligned with 35 are the wanderers, who seek not escape, but evolution. The ancients believed this number to be a bridge between the mind and the cosmos, a divine pattern that reminds us that our purpose expands only when we dare to move beyond comfort. In numerology, 3 represents expression, creativity, and divine communication, while 5 embodies adventure, transformation, and fearless change. Together, they form a celestial equation that speaks of breakthroughs born from courage. Baba Vanga foresaw that a time will come when the quiet ones will speak and reshape destiny. Number 35 awakens that prophecy within you. It calls the silent strength of your spirit to express its truth. It is the voice of renewal, asking you to no longer whisper your dreams, but to declare them as reality. Nostradamus wrote of those who will rebuild the ruins with words and vision, a line many scholars interpret as the rebirth of wisdom through self-expression. That is the path of 35, using your words, your art, your energy to rebuild your reality. This number teaches that true creation doesn't come from perfect timing, but from perfect intention. It asks you to speak life into your desires, even when the world is still wrapped in silence. Buddhist philosophy mirrors this vibration in the teaching of Vasi-Sama, or right speech, the mindful use of language to create harmony and truth. The energy of 35 aligns deeply with this principle, urging you to use your voice as a tool of awakening, not destruction. Every word carries frequency. Every intention reshapes the unseen. When you speak from your higher self, the universe listens in the same tone. Those touched by this number often find themselves guided toward purpose-driven communication, writing, teaching, creating, or guiding others. But 35 also reminds us, expansion is not about doing more, but being more. The universe does not reward chaos, it rewards clarity. When your inner voice becomes one with your higher path, you begin to attract what was once beyond reach. Baba Vanga once said, "When one awakens to their gift, the world bends to hear it." So let number 35 whisper to you, not to run from where you are, but to expand within it. Speak from your truth, move with your faith, and act from your soul's knowing. For the universe does not favor the loud or the clever, but the aligned and the aware. Are you ready to step beyond the limits of fear and let your own voice become the sound that reshapes your destiny? Number 13, the cycle of death and rebirth. Number 13, feared by the unaware, revered by the awakened. carries the sacred current of endings that lead to divine renewal. It is the number of transformation cloaked in mystery, the quiet pulse of universal balance, where destruction becomes the seed of creation. In ancient numerology, 13 was never a curse, but a doorway, the passage between life and its higher mirror. Those who align with its frequency are not destroyed by change, they are refined by it. In its essence, 13 combines the independence of one with the unity of three. Together, they form a code of individual awakening through creative transformation. Baba Vanga once said, "When the world trembles, the light will find a way through the cracks." That is the vibration of 13, the tremor before rumination, the unraveling that reveals the truth beneath illusion. To walk with this number is to allow yourself to be broken open by destiny, not to be punished, but to be purified. Nostradamus, too, hinted at the sacred renewal behind collapse, writing of a time when towers will fall, from the dust, the true builders will rise. That prophecy mirrors the wisdom of 13, that what falls away does so because it no longer holds the vibration of your soul's purpose. This number does not destroy without reason. It dissolves illusion to expose what is real. Like the Buddhist concept of anatta, it whispers that there is no fixed self, only the ever-changing essence that blooms and fades in divine rhythm. In Buddhist philosophy, impermanence is not a tragedy, but liberation. When we release attachment to who we were, we create space for who we are meant to become. Number 13 brings that lesson to life. It asks you to let the petals fall without fear, for the garden of the soul must be pruned before it can bloom again. Every death within your life, be it a chapter, a belief, or a connection, is not an ending, but a cleansing. Those under the energy of 13 often walk paths that demand resilience. They lose, they rebuild, they evolve, and in doing so, they become the light bearers for others. Baba Vanga once foresaw, from the ashes of despair will rise the keepers of peace. Perhaps that prophecy was not about nations, but about souls, souls like yours, who are learning that to rise, one must first release. So when 13 crosses your path, do not hide from its shadow. Embrace it as the sacred teacher it is, the one who dismantles so you may remember, the one who clears so you may see, the one who ends so you may truly begin. Are you ready to let go of what is dying within you so that the greater light of your destiny can finally be born? Number 4, the foundation of divine order. Number 4 stands as the architect of the universe, solid, unshaken, and rooted in divine structure. Where other numbers flow like rivers, 4 builds like mountains. It represents balance, stability, and sacred design. In numerology, it is the number of order and discipline, the bridge between chaos and creation. It whispers the ancient truth that before any dream can rise, it must be grounded in purpose. To the Buddhists, this vibration resonates with the 4 noble truths, the eternal foundation of the path to enlightenment. Just as the Buddha built the spiritual world upon 4 timeless pillars, so does number 4 build the physical and energetic one within your life. It teaches you that true strength does not resist change. It anchors through it. Like the roots of a Bodhi tree, 4 asks you to grow downward into discipline before reaching upward into light. Baba Vanga spoke often of the builders of balance, those souls chosen to restore structure to a collapsing world. Her prophecy reflects the power of this number. It is the energy of order, returning to chaos, of humanity rediscovering its center. Nostradamus, too, wrote cryptic verses of pillars that will not fall when the storm returns. In the language of the spirit, this is number 4, the vibration of those who endure. In numerology, 4 blends the steadfastness of earth with the discipline of divine timing. It does not promise quick success, but it assures eternal growth. The Buddhists would call this sati, mindfulness, the patient awareness that builds universes from stillness. Number 4 reminds us that the universe is not testing you, it is training you. It shapes your will through repetition, your clarity through effort, and your peace through structure. Those walking under the guidance of 4 often experience delays, not as punishment, but as preparation. Every pause, every test, every slow unfolding is a divine measurement, a reminder that sacred architecture takes time. When you align with the patience of 4, you begin to see that even your struggles were part of the plan. Baba Vanga once said, "The builders will be blessed with storms, for only through them will they learn how strong they are." Number 4 is not about chasing freedom, it is about building it. It tells you to plant your dreams deep enough that even the winds of fate cannot uproot them. For the universe rewards those who create foundations, not fantasies. So ask yourself, are you building your life on intention or impulse, on truth or illusion? Because only one of them will stand when the winds of destiny begin to blow again. Number 9. The circle of completion and higher wisdom. Number 9 is the final step before renewal, the moment when endings become beginnings, and wisdom blooms from experience. It carries the vibration of culmination, compassion, and universal understanding. In numerology, 9 is the number of old souls, those who have walked through storms, learned through loss, and risen with gentleness instead of bitterness. It is the energy of closure, forgiveness, and liberation. In Buddhist philosophy, this number mirrors the path of bodhicitta, the awakening of the heart. It's the understanding that every ending is not destruction, but The lotus flower blooms only when it rises from the mud. So too does your soul expand when it learns to release what no longer serves it. 9 whispers, let go with love, because what is meant for you will return purified by time and purpose. Baba Vanga once said, "The world will heal not by strength, but by compassion." That is the essence of 9 healing energy, both personal and collective. Nostradamus, too, hinted at a cycle of renewal, where the old world's pain gives birth to a gentler dawn. And now, in this cosmic phase of 2025, that prophecy echoes again. The appearance of 9 in your life signals that a great karmic loop is nearing completion. You are being asked not to chase, but to close, to bless the past, and make space for rebirth. When you keep seeing 9 on clocks, dates, or coincidences, it is not chance. It's the universe reminding you that your story is evolving. The lessons you've endured were not punishments, they were initiations. Through them, you gained emotional mastery, spiritual insight, and the grace to lead others from pain to peace. In the Buddhist sense, 9 is metta, unconditional loving kindness, the awareness that every soul is both teacher and mirror. This number calls you to transcend the small self and see life from the view of eternity. It asks, can you forgive? Can you release? Can you love without attachment? For when you do, you step into your higher destiny, one that is no longer tied to karma, but guided by purpose. Number 9 is the sacred breath between death and rebirth. It's the final lesson before the new cycle begins. So, if you feel endings approaching, in relationships, careers, or beliefs, do not resist. Bow to them in gratitude, for they are clearing the ground for something far greater. Ask yourself this: what am I finally ready to release so that my soul can begin again? Bonus number 88. The infinite path of prosperity and spiritual mastery. The vibration of 88 is not merely a number, it is an eternal loop, a symbol of infinity mirrored twice. It speaks of balance between the spiritual and material realms, between giving and receiving, between destiny and discipline. In ancient Buddhist numerology, 88 is the mark of karmic mastery, a signal that your soul has learned the art of alignment, where wealth flows not from force, but from presence. This sacred double 8 carries the wisdom of Saturn's discipline intertwined with the generosity of divine abundance. It teaches that prosperity is not an accident, but a reflection of your inner harmony. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions move as one, when your purpose matches your practice, then the doors of fortune open without resistance. 88 appears when you are ready to handle blessings with maturity, not greed. It's the universe's way of saying, you've proven your readiness, now receive with grace. Nostradamus once referred to a twin gate of fate, where those who walked through it with integrity would inherit both wisdom and power. Many spiritual interpreters believe he was speaking of the energy behind 88, the double infinity, the gate where destiny doubles its rewards. Baba Vanga, too, envisioned the rise of souls in this era who would manifest abundance through consciousness, not control. Her prophecy aligns perfectly with the essence of this number, that true mastery is not about accumulation, but circulation. In Buddhist philosophy, this is the path of dana, the virtue of generosity. When you give selflessly, the universe replenishes you tenfold. 88 embodies that sacred cycle. What you share returns multiplied, not because of luck, but because energy always seeks equilibrium. Every act of kindness, gratitude, and service strengthens this cycle of infinite exchange. When you see 88 on receipts, clocks, or dreams, pause and acknowledge it as a cosmic wink. It's reminding you that your wealth is not separate from your wisdom. You are being guided to build not only material abundance, but spiritual legacy, to become the kind of person who attracts prosperity simply by being aligned with higher truth. So this month, as the cosmic rhythm unfolds, remember that 88 is your teacher of infinite flow. Stay grounded, yet open. Be firm in purpose, yet soft in heart. Let your blessings circulate freely, for every time you give with awareness, you tell the universe, I am ready for more. And as you reflect, ask yourself, how can I use my growing abundance to expand peace, compassion, and balance in the world around me? And so, beloved listener, as we reach the end of this sacred journey through the divine numbers of destiny, remember that these are not random digits scattered by chance. They are living frequencies, ancient codes, whispered through time to guide your evolution, from the awakening of transformation to the infinite balance of abundance. Each number you've heard carries a lesson, a vibration, and a mirror. Together, they form a mandala, a perfect circle of cosmic alignment, reminding you that your life is both the path and the destination. In Buddhist philosophy, every moment holds the potential for awakening. These sacred numbers simply make that truth visible. They are the subtle messengers of karma, revealing where energy flows and where it resists. To follow them is not to chase luck, but to cultivate awareness, for when the mind is clear, the universe becomes your teacher. As the Buddha once said, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. This is not a prophecy, it's a principle, a timeless reminder that the universe responds not to wishful thought, but to conscious alignment. Even Nostradamus and Baba Vanga, in their cryptic visions, pointed to cycles of renewal, eras where humanity would rediscover the ancient truth that energy and consciousness create reality. Perhaps this is that age, and perhaps you are one of the awakened souls destined to see beyond coincidence, to recognize the divine design woven within numbers, patterns, and time itself. As the light of this moment touches your awareness, let these numbers stay within you, as quiet companions on your spiritual path. Let them remind you that fortune is not about what you gain, but what you grow into. It is not about accumulation, but transfer. Wealth is not found in what you possess, it lives in what you understand. So take a deep breath. Let gratitude rise within you like dawn over still waters. You are not waiting for the universe to bless you. You are already part of its infinite blessing. And as you walk forward into this new month, may your path be illuminated by clarity, balance, and peace. Before you go, Affirm this truth in the comments below. I am aligned with the divine rhythm of abundance and awakening. And for those who wish to continue walking this sacred path, stay connected with old Buddhist philosophy, because each number, each teaching, and each breath is another step toward your higher destiny. Now, beloved soul, tell me, which of these divine numbers resonated deepest with your heart today?